So last week I was in New York City checking out the Galaxy Note 9, which by the way, if you are ever in New York, do not, and I mean do not stay at the Arlo Hotel unless you want this to happen to you. Which by the way, I left a Yelp review. If you guys are interested in reading that, I will leave a link down below. But anyway, I was very interested in the video capabilities of the Galaxy Note 9. I went around the city and started shooting some video, and oh my goodness, the video quality, the dynamic range, the stabilization on this camera is mind-blowing. So in fact, you know what? Let's just stop right now and watch some of that footage. Wow, fire. To think that is coming from a smartphone camera is impressive. You add a smartphone gimbal and the whole thing seems like it's on rails. Very cinematic. So I thought to myself, what if I grab one of my favorite cameras, the Sony A7 III, and I put it side by side with the Note 9? Can people tell the difference between a smartphone camera compared to a mirrorless camera? So we're gonna play a game. I'm gonna show you guys a video sample. One of them is gonna be labeled A, and the other one is going to be labeled B. And then you're gonna tell me which one you think is the Note 9 and which one is the Sony A7 III. So let's go ahead and play this game. Okay, which one was the Note 9? If you said A was the Sony A7 III, you are wrong. It is the Note 9. Look at the dynamic range on the clouds. It is crazy, which by the way, I put everything on automatic on the Note just to keep it fair, just straight out of the box, no manual settings or anything like that. And the same thing with the Sony A7 III. Look at the colors, the people, everything is pretty close to both of them, but the dynamic range blows me away on the Note 9. Anyway, let's go ahead and do number 2. So which one did you think the Note 9 was? If you said A, you're actually correct. And this one was a little bit more tricky. You have to pay attention down the alleyway. Once again, the Note 9, the dynamic range on the highlights, you can really see it much better compared to the Sony A7 III. Now, obviously, in order to get much more dynamic range on the Sony A7 III, you'll have to shoot something in S-Log2 or an S-Log3. Remember, we're comparing it just straight out of the box, but once again, Samsung does an incredible job giving you a lot better dynamic range just straight out of the box. And my guess is they probably shoot something in like a very flat profile. They apply a Rec. 709 LUT. Obviously you don't see that, it's all happening behind the scenes. And that way you're able to maximize so much dynamic range. But anyway, moving on to test number 3. So which one did you think was the Note 9? Was it A or was it B? If you said B, you are correct. And this one was really tough because they looked almost identical. In fact, you have to really look at the highlights area. And that's one of the things you'll start to see with the Note 9 is, for whatever reason, Samsung prefers to expose to the highlights, where Sony kind of prefers to expose more for the shadows. And if you look really closely on the shadow details, you'll see it a little bit better on the A7 III compared to the Note 9, which is a little bit more crushed. But on the highlights, again, Samsung does a great job giving you a lot of dynamic range. Let's move on to the next test. So which one was a Note 9? If you said B, you are correct. Now this one was a little bit different because there was not a lot of dynamic range. It was pretty neutral overall. And I didn't want to tell you guys this early on because I feel like it would kind of give it away, but pay attention now to the colors. For whatever reason, Samsung, like the reds are really funky. If you look at the bricks, they're more orangey as opposed to the Sony A7 III, which are more true to life. So that's really gonna be more of like the dead giveaway is the red colors. Again, they're a little bit more orangey and it tends to shift also depending on the scene. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump to the next test. So what do you think? Which one was a Note 9? If you said B, you are actually correct. The Note 9 is B. And once again, the dynamic range, you can actually see the mountains in the background, which is something you can't even see on the Sony A7 III. Now also the colors, once again, a little bit more contrasty, a little bit more punchy, and that red has a little bit more of that orangey where the A7 III is a little bit more flatter. So once again, it's probably gonna go down to more personal preference, and of course you can also desaturate the image. But nonetheless, I think the Note 9 does a phenomenal job, and it looks so good. Anyway, let's go on to the next test. All right, which one was the Note 9? Was it A or was it B? I'm not gonna tell you. What I want you to do is go down below in the comments section and I need you to write down building 1, because we're gonna do another one. So building 1, was the Note 9 A or was it B? Now we have one more final video sample, but before we get there, I do want to thank today's video sponsor, which is Dbrand. They make some awesome skins, not only for the Note 9, you have them for the iPhone 10, you have them for LG, Samsung devices, you even have stuff for laptops. Check them out, I'll leave a link down below in the description. Get rid of those nasty fingerprints. So let's go ahead and move on to the final video sample. Which one is the Note 9? Is it A or is it B? Oh man, that last one's gonna be tough. Which one do you think the Note 9 is? Is it A or is it B? I need you to leave a comment down below and I need you to type building number 2 and you let me know which one the Note 9 is. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go on Instagram and I'm gonna post which one is building 1 and building 2. So make sure to follow me on Instagram at MondoBytes. Thanks again for watching and you will catch me in the next one. Adios.